mbụ na onye ikpeazụ, malite n'ọgwụgwụ, ya ka m ji na-asị n'ịbụ chi m. O ịdị ebube, Chukwu ịdị omimi, Chineke m, ịbụ Alfa na Omega m, onye mbụ na onye ikpeazụ, malite n'ọgwụgwụ, ya ka m ji na-asị n'ịbụ chi m. Asị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-emekwazie n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Asị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Asị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Ma sị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Ma sị na ọ bụghị Chineke ma n'ụwa nke a, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Ma sị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Ma sị na ọ bụghị Jehova, gịnị ka m ga-eme? Gịnị ka m ga-eme n'ụwa nke a? Gịnị ka m ga-eme? Ekwueme, 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 Chukwu, you are the living God. There's no one like you. Ekwueme, 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 Chukwu, you are the living God. There's no one like you. Naanị gị bụ eze m, eze ndị anyị na-eze eze n'eze n'okpuru gị. Ọ dịgo onye gị na ya na-aza eze. Naanị gị bụ eze m, eze ndị a na-eze eze n'eze n'okpuru gị. Omego onye gị na ya na-aza eze. Chukwu bụ eze m, eze ndị a na-eze eze n'eze n'okpuru gị. Omego onye gị na ya na-aza eze. Chukwu n'ime oke mmụọ, ị ma na mmụọ ndị mụ na-atụ egwu gị. Ọ dịgo onye gị na ya na-ama aka. Ị bụ oke mmụọ, mmụọ ndị mụ na-atụ egwu gị. Ọ dịgo onye gị na ya na-aza eze. Lụrụ ihe lụrụ enyi, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, chi anyị bụ olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, chi anyị bụ olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, onye na-eme mma. Olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, onye na-enye ndụle. Olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, Chineke m. Olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, chi anyị bụ olórí ihe lụrụ enyi. Oje na mmụọ, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi. Oje na mmụọ, olórí ihe lụrụ enyi, Chineke m. Oloriye lorenyi chanyibo. Oloriye lorenyi. Agune chemba. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi chanyibo. Oloriye lorenyi. Ibo oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi chanyibo. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi chanyibo. Oloriye lorenyi ajanamuo. Oloriye lorenyi ojalamuo. Oloriye. Ibo oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi. Oloriye lorenyi chanyibo. Oloriye lorenyi. Igbo bụ Igbo. Igbo bụ Igbo birikweni o. Ụtụtụ ọma, ehihie ọma, mgbede ọma, depending your time zone. Anyị ya dịka echi, maka na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ ka anyị na-agwa ya. Ọ bụ na isonyelụ, what are you waiting for? Click the like button, subscribe, comment, share. If anyị na-ekwu na nke ikpeazụ onye eluigwe. If you are just coming across our channel for the very first time, you are welcome. This is Galenna TV. We are live and we are direct, bringing you the gospel of redemption like your doorstep. If I am with common sense, the reason I'm running Marifa, Marifa Karani gas school. I just want to make common sense as always. Always, always. Amaka mere Igbo bụ Igbo. Amaka mere all of us of truth. Amaka mere all supporters of truth. Anyị jebe anyị jejeru. Anyị nawa anyị anarụ. Kwụsị njọ. Nkwụ ama mpụ anyị ama. You are welcome to Galenna TV. Black, Norian, Amaka mere. Prince O, Norian, Amaka mere. Black and Norian, Amaka mere. Jerry Norian, Amaka mere. Jerry no, Amaka mere. Sunday no, Amaka mere. Odogwu on top, Amaka mere. You're welcome. Please, if you join, do well and touch the like button. Join and do well and touch the like button. Very important. You do that. Tochi Noriana Amaka mere. Please, when you join, do well and touch the like button. Anyị ga-agbapụ ya ọsọ na-egbughị oge. But was something that I'm trying to fix before I have also fully do well and touch the like button. Follow us for more updates. Follow us for more updates. Anyị ga-ana anya na interview Lolo Nneka Chimezie grantor or ndị si na fa bụ leadership interview fa grantor Nneka Chimezie. Anyị ga-ana anya na that interview. The interview ebe e kwuru okwu banyere Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Onye ọbụla ma onye bụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Onye ọbụla ma what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu represent. Onye ọbụla ma what he represent na anịba anyị. Onye ọbụla bụ onye Igbo ma ife Maazị Nnamdi Kanu represent na anịba anyị. If you claim or you pretend you don't know, you are lying to yourself. Guys, if you pretend you don't know what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu represent by, you are not telling yourself the truth. And the earlier we begin to tell ourselves that truth, better for us all. Because we disagree to agree. Heaven bear me witness, I run no propaganda here. And I am very, very far away from hatred. The reason is because no one has anything. I don't want to be noticed. Please kindly touch the like button. We have touched the like button. And it is not encouraging. So, onye ọbụla ma ife Maazị Nnamdi Kanu represent na anịba anyị. Isi na Maria, you are lying to yourself. Isi na Maria, you are lying to yourself. Ịmụ na problem ndị be anyị nwere bụ na fa na-eche ka e nwee nkọcha before fa etinyewe ọnụ n'okwu. Nwere ndị na-eche ka e nwee nkọcha before fa etinyewe ọnụ kọchaa onye a. Mana kemgbe eri oge onye a na-eme ife without nkọcha fa etinyewara ọnụ. That is one category of people. Then one another category that we hide under na fa fụrụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu n'anya, fụkwa ndị Igbo n'anya. Then fa ebido na-ekwu. Then fa kwugide nwete the audience fa neediri. Fa changezie, efuzie their real selves. Or ibidozie fụba ha for who they are. And such people were the likes of Lolo Nneka Chimezie, yes, and other. Some people is fighting Mazen Nnamdi now. Those fighting him now, where we are there, when Obo and the IPOB well flag pota about Musiefa in their numbers, where we are there, then they may not really. India, some people are now, where we are there, I would like to see some of their videos condemning that act. I would like to see it. Official not really. I come out for any of them, their video that time. Mano Zimwe, all this ifaka, on waziri into us where they was inside in Kai. That is not love. That is hatred waiting for an opportunity. Cause strike. Yeah. I am not a freedom fighter. I'm not an IPOB member. But you and I know. No man, I'm going to have on there blue flag about Fairway. In Amnesty International, according to their report, now mother 150. Now one protest. Ndị a na-ekwu okwu a now ka ifefa kwuru den ka ọ bụ na life ndị a gbagburu ka ọ na ọ matara. That is hatred waiting for an opportunity to strike. Anyị adịrị agwụkwa gị na mmadụ iji aka ya na-edestroy onwe ya na ya bụ the best. Mana n'ime ife ọbụla ị na-eme, try ka ị nweta balance. Iwu nne nnọọ nne Christopher nnọọ nne. Try ya ka ị nweta balance n'ime ife niile ị na-eme. It is in a one-sided. And the balance ị ga-try nweta bụ na nwere ndị akpọrọ ọrụ or not the possible na enwere ndị akpọrọ ọrụ. Ndị ahụ akpọrọ ọrụ arapụ ọrụ akpọrọ arụwa ọrụ ọjọbọ. You and I know that. And I am not denying the fact na some villages na our own land no, they're empty. No, I am not denying that fact. Am I saying that it is good like that? No, I'm not saying it. Is it condemnable? Yes, it is condemnable. Mana you that find your voice because na some villages no many perfect. Where was your voice? Oge a na-agbagbu ndị a na school ebe fa na-ekpe ekpere. Oge Amnesty International na report. Oge a na-agbagbu ndị a na-atụnye fa n'ime mmiri. Izu River. It kwuru okwu mgbe you gotta go. All of a sudden, that time you do not love Igbo youth. Or now, okay, love Rofa. Even the time of Abba and the many of them. Ikuroku. Or now, Ikuroku. Tunekwa ya tune. Because you know what Mazen Nandi cannot stand for. Some villages now are not landed today. Febirozia, because of Fulani Heshmen attack. Why are you not saying something towards that? Why are you not suggesting to the government the way out? Side ndị Fulani. O nwere some places na ebe anyị ebe ndị Fulani mekere chọọ na mmadụ ebiri ya. I would like to hear your voice from that end. Give me a second. O nwere some places na ebe anyị ebe ndị Fulani chụgoro ndị nwe ya. Why are you not talking about that? Ọkwa ife ọjọọ ka ọ bụkwa. Ị na-aghọta na mana ị chọrọ ikwu ya. And you know what Maazị Nnamdi Kanu stand for. You know, no matter how you pretend, you do not know. So n'ife anyị ji ekwu ife a bụ try ka ị nweta balance. Maka na mgbe ị na-egbufa ikwuru okwu nke ndị Fulani herdsmen na-egbu ikwuwere okwu. Ihe ị na-ekwu bụ ka ndị nke anyị na-ekpọgbu efa n'obe. And you remember, ọ bụ na ị na-anya na o nwere news m fụrụ. Let me look for that news. Some things mere na anịba anyị adịrọ m. Some things mere na anịba anyị. Some things mere na anịba anyị adịrọ m. That is the truth. I want eventually use I want even different from the news. Let me see if I share it. Fulani the terrorists. They have been over somehow. I just changed to another network. Is having the same issue. This one is having the same issue. This one is having the same issue. How is it? How is it now? How is it now? How is it now? No. Oh, if I'm not familiar. How is it now? How is it? JJ, not, not in. Why am I not hearing it? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, 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 okay. Since you can hear me. So, on news for online, that news about they disturb me. Well, it's fine. Okay.
Uh, when you watch my interview, I keep my opinion to myself. I go talk. I go ask you question. I'll not tell you, Gabanihu. Go ahead. I don't interrupt my guests. I don't have opinion. I've never no. One of the things that sells my podcast is I don't interrogate people. I
Talk. Nah.
Biafra publicly. I don't flying here and there. First of all, that very page is no longer my page. we've lost access to that very page. I have posted it so many times. I have released the press release. Last year, I said it. Go to my page. I've posted it. That is why I started saying Chijoke Igwendo. And because of the posting it, because look at my whole name. Some of you don't know that I shifted from another place to another place. Why did you start seeing Chijoke Igwendo? Yeah, that content factory was hacked. Go to that page, you will see that the hacker, they are posting nude stuff on their story. They are posting naked people on their story. There's no meaningful content creator that will be posting that on his page. Some of the content creators like IB that intentionally setting me up for drugs have called me about this page, and I told IB that this page has been that my workers used for a video I interviewed a guest. It was on Instagram. So the thumbnail, if you're a creator, you know what is thumbnail. Thumbnail is something that before you click a video, you will see graphics explaining what the video is all about. So it was a thumbnail to explain what my guest said. If you watch that screenshot, you will see that there are two faces there. The face of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the face of a guest, that is Ike Naya, Ike Chukwuonya movement. This was what the interview was about. This was what my guest said. But interview is the interview that before you watch, they will tell you that they will show you a disclaimer that whatever this person said is their opinion entirely. If this interview was happened in Arise, will you be dragging Arise in? They look down on me. I see a lot of people that are saying I am a nobody. If I'm a nobody, I won't be upsetting the status quo. Understand it. Igbos protect me. Igbos protect me. You don't know what you have. Now a lot of people are telling me, don't you know that your podcast is the voice of the Igbo?
He said that Igbo should protect him. My network don't disturb me bad.
Did any Igbo person did pay a button? Okay, build this thing. Somebody built this thing from scratch. Igbo should protect me. Oh. Some people are saying you're a nobody, you are this one. If I'm a nobody, why are you bothered? Why is my podcast bothering you? So my people, that page is no more my page. I did not have an opinion about Nnamdi Kanu. That very caption was what one of my guests said. And then the hacker went to Instagram, screenshotted that and posted. Go to the place if it's They just will go. They will download my old video, download my old picture, just to get traffic, and that is what they are getting now. My opinions about Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra is personal to me. As a journalist, I don't carry and put for bag, put them for pockets. 1 or 2 days, if I have the privileges to give speech on something, I will tell you my opinion.
Right. Now, the network is really bad. Oh, no, no go for 1-9. Now, let's go to the interview. The network will form my hand. It is well.
Don't you take time and investigate? It never happened. You know that in the East today, if anybody killed, they don't carry out investigation. So all they did is to do that to set Nnamdi Kanu up to kill him. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one man after Otuku that he was around.
For the game I played ever before the interview, before Febido email of Nneka Chimezie interview, they went back with a video about Nneka Chimezie. Now, before Febido the interview, if I got back, what we try about Nneka Chimezie now fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Zion became no. No, the thing now Bazimara. The thing now Bazimara. The thing now Bazimara. The thing now Bazimara. Let's see.
Round have seen as a leader, so they don't want that to happen. And well, we don't know what they plan to do, but we are watching. We know what they want to do. Your name, ma'am? My name is Nneka Chimezie. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly. Thank you. All right.
If I work on an issue, if I have a lot of Nneka Chimezie, the truth is that nobody interviewed her. Understand the game why I played it here. Nobody interviewed Lolo Nneka Chimezie. Lolo Nneka Chimezie was just talking to herself. If I have a phone, I got that. Here, all these things everyone have that. I fight for Igbo. I fight for this. Lolo Nneka Chimezie, all the only radio station called Gagro. Maria interview. So here, Ogabia Kowada which channels TV Maria interview. Obara is Maria interview. If I have her own camera, Kobo, where I know so on your interview. Does it matter or me? No. If any is the video and the one maniha as it was not if I bought her own camera, I'm going to take it back. Okay, got her something. So the gangsters went and dig out this video. Kafa warrior go singing Lord Nneka Chimezie have once fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Don't forget that they are saying today that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have betrayed, deviated, and they are still calling the man who they accused of betraying. They are still calling him to come. Let them make peace. They are still calling him to announce that DOS is the only leadership that he has. That everybody, those that care to listen, not somebody like me. I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm not his member. So they want Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to tell some people to be listening to DOS. And the same DOS, they are the people accusing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu of betrayal. Amaniamu that the only thing that will make them to know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have not betrayed the book, if he can announce that some of you who is a member of DOB should go and listen to DOS. Or they come back or gamma no betray. Listen to Lord Nneka Chimezie. On that no Alpha TV station that was interviewing her. Pay very close attention. This is her preparing her way. She know what she was doing. She know that a day like this will come. So that she will be bringing this video. How she fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. A day like this will come. The truth is that here, she was the one interviewing herself by giving the camera to another person to ask her some questions. Listen.
This act, the next thing you will hear is IPOP. Now, who are these IPOP? You say IPOP. IPOP say it is not us. Why don't you take time and investigate? It never happened. You know that in the East today, if anybody killed, they don't carry out investigation. So all they did is to do that to set Nnamdi Kanu up.
And what she was saying here is the truth. Alleged IPOB. No TV station interviewed her. If I have her own camera, when I interview, she know a day like this will come, or no matter the day like this will come, but she was just doing her thing. Listen.
Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one man after Otuku that Igbos are rallying around, have seen as a leader. So they don't want that to happen. And, well, we don't know what they plan to do, but we are watching.
Okay.
We know what they want to do. Your name, my name is Lord Nneka Chimezie. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly.
So this is that how I fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, how I stand before court, how I risk my life. My mic is off. No, my mic is fine. Check from your end. My mic is fine from here. My mic is fine. Check from your end. So when you hear Lord Nneka Chimezie out, how I risk my life, how I stood before court, how I said what I said, how I risk everything to fight for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Oh yeah, this is what some people see as fighting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. This is what she see, or this is what she wants you to believe. They have a fight for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. I am going to take it back. No TV station interviewed her. Did she carry her camera, give to somebody? If you cannot hear me, check from your end. It is not here. If I need distracting, maybe you go out and come in. The sound is fine from my end here. The sound is fine from my end here. Check from your end. So check from your end, please. My mic, I have looked at it. Audio okay. And you are the only one complaining. I cannot. Please, can any other person confirm if you are hearing me or not? From my studio end here, everything is fine. Now, Odogu on top said perfect. So my sound is fine. My sound is fine from here. Thank you. So, Gente, if I'm yes, as I was the dialogue, the sound is fine. Or if I be when you hear Lolo Nneka Chimezie, Kelena, you are right. The only radio station she has gone to for interview was the one she went to VOP. Okay. Now it has been confirmed. Now my sound okay. One here, only radio station. Before me go there interview, radio station. And this, no, this is one of those fighting for fighting for Ndi Igbo. This is one of them. More than Nneka Chimezie shouting how I fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. How I stood before court and defended Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. How I have done what nobody have done. How I risk my life. This is like Lolo Nneka Chimezie risking her life, fighting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Now step where we see na court. Step eba gonna we risk her life. No police there, no DSS there, no EFCs there, EFCC, no road safety, no boys brigade, no boy scout, no mopo, no nothing. In fact, only one person mo pasaba. And this is what the DOS that recruited her is presenting to Ndi Igbo. Or should I, why am I even saying Ndi Igbo? To IPOB members. This is, to them, this is how she fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. If I fight, listen to it. Just listen to it. I'm going to go back. If IPOB DOS leadership can actually present this thing to you, and they wanting you to believe that this is Lolo Nneka Chimezie fighting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that is, they should be ashamed of themselves alone to the brothers and the sisters. That is the truth. That is the truth. Freedom in anybody. IPOB organization, they don't have freedom to give you. You may not like it, but that is the truth. This is what they want you to believe. Nifa will fight. Lolo Nneka Chimezie fight for IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Brothers and sisters, that is the truth. They do not have freedom to give you. And outside the court, this is where she is doing her fighting. Lolo Nneka Chimezie now fighting for IPOB and Ndi Igbo and the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And this is what the leadership presented to their members to convince them that this was Nneka Chimezie fighting for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Listen to it again because I went back. Just if I have entrance court, and if I have Channels TV, if I have Rights, if I have AIT, if I have camera, Lolo Nneka Chimezie ko obunyere mmadu. Onya ha were am ifa. Listen.
This act, the next thing you will hear is IPOP. Now, who are these IPOP? You say IPOP. IPOP say it is not us. Why don't you take time and investigate? It never happened. You know that in the East today, if anybody killed, they don't investigation. So all they did is to do that to set Nnamdi Kanu up to kill him. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one man after Utuku that Igbos are rallying around, have seen as a leader. So they don't want that to happen. And Well, we don't know what they plan to do, but we are watching. We know what they want to do. Your name, man? My name is Nneka Chimezie. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly. Thank you. All right.
Dear friends all over the world, lovers of freedom, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you might find yourself at this point in time. I want to welcome each and every one of us to this evening edition on BTV Europe. My name is Ikem Patrick DK. It's my pleasure to be here once again. And the flyer of this program has been circulated, and I believe that many are informed that will be coming today to grant an interview to a very, very, very daring, interesting personality, and in the person of Nneka Chimezie, who will be coming on board as soon as possible. But before we proceed, I want to urge Biafrans, lovers of freedom, followers of BTV Europe, our audience, to make sure that you tune in and share this program. We are on.
Right, we are back. Do you know? Please do well and touch the like button. Please do well and touch the like button. Do you know that videos Lolo Nneka Chimezie megoro in attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have outnumbered videos Omegoro in support of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know na ọ bụrụ na Lolo Nneka Chimezie mere 5 videos in support of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you know that Lolo Nneka Chimezie have made 100 videos in attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Follow us carefully. I don't run propaganda here. I am a preacher of the gospel of redemption. I'm not IPOB member. I'm not a freedom fighter. But if I am able for you to think, Nneka Chimezie, no man 5 video need support to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB. Lolo Nneka Chimezie have done hundreds videos in fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB. Then what does that mean? Or what does that tell you? That before now, she have planned this Eba Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every Igbo man knows what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stand for. Any Igbo man that they tell you that he did not understand or he don't know the stand of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that person is lying to his or herself. Mana onwekwazi something similar that is not right. Is it condemnable? Yes. Continue? No. For us to get it right? Yes. Or the possible na mmadụ rụrụ ọrụ ọjọọ si no IPOB? Yes. So na something similar is rofanaka. Something similar the enemies that hate them or hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụkwa mee something. Si na ọ bụ IPOB. Mana ọ bụrụ na ife a video that you just watch but something IPOB that claim to be leaders presently in defending Nneka Chimezie or projecting Nneka Chimezie as women that have fought for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu outside the court. And they put you look at it. When she was fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they should be ashamed of themselves. That is the truth. And I want you to know, now we don't want anywhere. IPOB leadership, IPOB organization, and what I want to give you. If you listen to the interview Canon Grantre Nasi the Hot TV. Ibro a member of IPOB organization. That interview is enough for you to get angry. Ibro a member of IPOB. But the reason why you joined IPOB is because when that interview is enough to get you angry. And when that happened, I don't think anybody over he blame of it. Hear me and hear me clearly. If I know the man but that is the truth. Even some people that we are sacked will do something to pin it on IPOB. Yes. That interview alone is enough to get you angry. Do you know why? Name that interview that lasted for almost 3 hours. Anyano bero, anyano ro from Kanonta. Neifa bumbo IPOB baro. Or mbo IPOB naba. To advance the struggle that no, because of sabotage, the leadership whether continue. The only thing I know for the past 3 hours of that interview about how they were busy stealing money, how they were busy manipulating accounts. That alone is enough. How they were busy paying people salaries, freedom fighters. That is the only thing you continue to hear. In this country, they siphon money. In this country, they siphon thousands of dollars. In America, $740-something thousand. In Germany, times it to 3 years. In Kuwait, money was lost. In Italy, they stole money. That was the only thing you were hearing. And how they were paying people salary. If you are IPOB member that genuinely joined because of freedom, definitely hearing that some people now offer salary. The question should be the reason why you have to monthly dues or due to this organization. Or book where some people salary. It is really very sad how some people can just come to the media, open their mouth and call how they siphoned money without telling you for 3 hours, without telling you one thing. Telling you how they were busy siphoning money that our people contributed for the struggle. Can I zero the money? Can I prepare? Indiana salary. Ego. That interview alone is enough of getting you angry. Mana, well, what are we going to do? What I am saying, they do not have freedom to give you. The earlier you know this, better for you. When they were telling you that they were working on the ground, we said no, there is nothing anywhere there. Some of you think it's a lie. Now, let's listen to them.
On all platforms, we are on Rapture Media. We are also on Rapture Media Extension. We are on Biafra Echo. We are on Radio Biafra Live. We are on BTV Live. And we are transmitting to you right from Veneto, Italy. It is my pleasure to have you. I would like us to take a little time to listen to the clip of LOL Nneka Chimezie, a clip that we just played a while ago. I would like us.
So that clip, if you had a play, mistake. That clip for you to see how Lord Nneka Chimezie, that name from her, that she risked her life fighting for Mazen Nandikana. That clip you saw would risk Lord Nneka Chimezie took in speaking for Mazen Nandikana and IPOB. So they know what they were doing. If they can actually, now this age, these people that introduce themselves to you as leadership, they can introduce that video. They can play that video and want you to believe that this is one of the risks. One, no freedom, no nothing. How can the so-called leadership present that video to you and they want you to believe that this is Lord Nneka Chimezie risking her life in saving Mazen and they can hello? Now, keep your emotion by the side, you. The book emotion by the side. Don't bring it here. Keep your emotion by the side. So now he is now making reference to that video. So watch the video. Maybe they want to replay it.
Just to listen to that clip once again.
Have never taken responsibility for any crime. In fact, what they keep saying is that we are not responsible.
This is how they run their propaganda. If I have risk, Lord Nneka Chimezie took for IPOB and Mazen Nnamdi. To them, this is the risk. To them, this is what they want you to believe, no risk. Standing outside the court. We are nobody. Nobody not to challenge her. No police. Even no crowd. No nothing. If I have risk, you take.
Nigerian security, do your job. In fact, they went as far as in order to blackmail IPOB. Did you know that the federal government engaged a Muslim jihadist in the person of Asede Kibo to go and guide Southeast? Did you know that the federal they broke a jail in Imo State, carried all the criminals, handed them over to Asede Kibo? He recruited them and poured them in Imo State. Did you know that the Bubago outfit is the outfit that the federal government used to carry out jihad in Imo State? And now what they were doing is that when they caged the media in Imo State, because when I confronted the media, why don't you report what's happening? They said they are caged, that they will only wait until the police release their report. It is based on the police report that they will write their own report. They caged it. They will perpetrate this act. The next thing you will hear is IPOB. Now, who are this IPOB? You say IPOB. IPOB say it is not us. Why don't you take time and investigate? It never happened. You know that in the East today, if anybody killed, they don't carry out investigation. So all they did is to do that to set Nnamdi Kanu up to kill him. Let me tell you, Nnamdi Kanu is the only one man after Utuku that goes around around have seen as a leader. So they don't want that to happen. And what they want to do. My name is Nneka Chimezie. I'm the president of Igbo Women Assembly. Thank you. Right.
Yes, it is my pleasure to welcome.
This is the fight Nneka Chimezie fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. This is the fight. Because on a day, how she fought for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, how she risked her life. This is one of it. Outside courtroom. Outside courtroom. And there is every possibility. Okay, outside courtroom. I don't even know. Maybe this is before. This may be before the arrival of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in court. Or this may be many hours after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have left court. Because if you watch, that place is empty. You watch, and Bob and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have court. They so crowded. So in here now, you put on what crowd not here. So it is either Nefabo before the arrival of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu na court, because the place is empty outside court, or Nefabo many hours after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have left. Are you understanding me?
Lolo Nneka Chimezie, the president of Igbo Women's Assembly. Lolo, you're welcome to BTV Europe.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick. I'm glad to be here. And then I'm asking the Bani.
Thank you very much.
Amami got the game here now. You understand what happened here? They showed you how she was risking her life. That's an honor one. Oh, yeah, another video. So you can give rules of flash here the video. Careful. How does they flash the video? Now this man, he is defending. Oh, he pregnanted 18-year-old. I don't know Monekunia as family of the and Canon Takano ajụrụ ya banyere the onwere ife onwere ikwu. Canon Takano said no. Na enwere ife onwere ikwu na about what is going on. Mana you where we say nothing concern you. Now you they took your mouth. Mazi Canon Takano bụ no his brother. Canon Takano bụ no his brother bụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Refused to say anything regards to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wife. Some people just you where we say nothing concern you. Now you go come. Oh, leave it yo. This is that yo. Oh, leave it yo. Canon Takano refused to say something. Now you want defend. Now you want protect.
Lolo, it is also my pleasure to have you on BTV Europe. For me, it is an interesting day to have a one-on-one conversation and direct conversation with you, considering the passion you have shown on Igbo affairs. And I followed your trajectory for a couple of years now. And like I've always said,
that one that was shown is one of them.
You are an outstanding Igbo woman that have proven capacity when it comes to advocacy for Igbo. Lolo, I want to ask you from the beginning. I want to ask you, what is behind your passion? What drives your passion towards Igbo's advocacy?
Well, thank you very much, Patrick. This is a very interesting question. I think the passion is more of spiritual. You know, I think
spiritual. The passion is all about spiritual. Amania Mankas Namazi Nnamdi Kanu to around 18 years, Obuka spirit, Obuka spiritual. The passion is all about spiritual. After Komosigoro, more even in Ojamo. In fact, the spirit came upon her at the age of 50 something. That was when the spirit was activated. You got to okay, let us continue to listen. All the spiritual.
I think what I do.
And this is the pattern of Umu Chineke. Umu Chineke, if I never be more Biafra or death, many of them hang around the social media, taking salaries. Taking salaries. You don't know their face. Somebody who you do not know his face, they are busy collecting salaries. In order to compete.
More of a call. I didn't just start, you know. At a time, I was being disturbed about the situation of Ndiigbo, the situation of Igbo in general, especially as it affects our unity, our language, our culture, our tradition. In fact, everything about us was falling apart. At a time in our lives, I discovered that all we do is look for money. Everything about our core values is getting lost, and there is this thing in me that gives me sleepless nights. Okay, and I was having I'm becoming more restless. In fact, at a point, it was as if I'm going to run mad over this issue. You know, when issues bother you too much, you don't have peace. You are not.
Don't run mad, bro.
And now I started having peace when I.
Don't run mad, because the way you are getting here by an IPOB, all the possible now, you're all mad. So you better calm down, slow down, so that you don't run mad, because it's like the madness wanted to be too much. That was why, or that may be the reason why you took 7 days leave out of social media. You gotta go. So let's continue. Don't run mad, yo. We still need you.
In fact, I had to visit at a time a psychiatric doctor to see if I'm okay.
So she was not far from madness. She wasn't far from madness, even to the point even young visit the psychiatrist. It will not. Well, it is not bad. Mad visit the psychiatrist, like go check you where. It is not bad. Mad visit psychiatrist. You get it now? But it was bad to the point, even you now say, nah, I think something is wrong with me. Let me go and check. It was that bad. Money gaba for check. Man, it wasn't bad. Money visit psychia. Man, now all the bad to the point. But now let me visit psychia. Ebana one day other. Kamana man no where. Ama me na now. On what you put the name and visit the psychia. Man, always the ephemeral. Something is wrong with Reggie where Gabazia. Because someone know what if the wrong. Amangaba. Don't what if the wrong. Now let me visit psychia because I think I am no longer normal. So you must know that you are no longer normal before you say, let me visit psychia. Understand this thing. Visiting psychia, no problem. No problem. Need visit the psychia. But there is problem. Before it was I think I am not normal. Let me visit psychia. So the woman of the according to her, of the situation which was the way. So by so doing, so how do we now know that now last no it is not madness? How do we now know? How do we now know is yoku? And some of you know how Mongolian doctors can be. You are mad actually, but not that mad. You gotta go just be managing it. How are we? How confirm near BC3 psychiatry? How do we know never have madness doctor and you or manage? How do we know? Never have never manage. Because she said it that to a point, to some certain point, she have to visit psychiatry. She didn't get Arabala. Arabala de Badova. She didn't get in fact, yeah, last year was there a time somebody like last year said, nah, I don't think I am normal though. I need to visit psychiatry. Eh? How are we sure they have madness and manage? Listen to it again.
The situation of Igbo land in general, especially as it affects our unity, our language, our culture, our tradition. In fact, everything about us was falling apart.
Okay.
At a time in our lives, I discovered that all we do is look for money. Everything about our core values is getting lost. And there is this thing in me that gives me sleepless nights. Okay, and I was having I'm becoming more restless. In fact, at a point, it was as if I'm going to run mad over this issue. You know, when issues bother you too much, you don't have peace, you are not happy, you can't concentrate. And now I started having peace when I started. In fact, I had to visit at a time psychiatric doctor to see if I'm okay.
Psychiatric doctor say I say no be okay. Chetakwa no say na spiritual. You think they disturb with so she have to visit psychiatrist. Doctor say no the normal. Oh, in my need another psychiatrist. Any another psychiatrist because we are still listening. How many psychiatrists visit? Because on your man to Bongode, you may visit in Ghana, okay, test. You lab on care, Nesia. So no one if for you have to, for you to be convinced, you need like 2 or 3 labs. You won't get the show, no one if so Kaimana or wouldn't go for psychiatry because I wouldn't go for psychiatry visit. I am now advising. No need to visit because you cannot tell me in everything the normal. Mado, okay. A woman that is a woman at school, she is educated, let me put it that way. She grad school, or my fair, or the enlightened. Now the woman got knocked at social media telling you that man's name the cano impregnated 18 years old girl. Now, Oma, Mazen Nneka as a prince have right to many wives. Even not just as a prince. Mazen Nneka as Nwoke Igbo when right to marry many wives. She knows that. Then why is that her problem? And she know even Nabongo law, Langwaru 18 years, Irugo, if age madame. That is to say, Namazen Nneka no that he would more in no 18 years, not that he would. Now. And why is she pushing it? Something is wrong somewhere. Can you give advice? Camera mo give visit another psychiatrist. She did not relate to the girl in question. The girl in question, Ayaka for ever the girl now complained that she was impregnated and abandoned. Ayaka for ever the girl now complained that she was not treated well. So for young when you put a name without us hearing from the girl, knowing fully well the man when a right to marry plenty woman, something is wrong. When you cover that symptom of a hookup. But let's continue.
Mentally, but the man confirmed that I'm okay, that this could be some kind of spiritual problem.
Another psychiatrist. Can confirm me of man. I did a massive forward. I say, my name is now about touch. Touch can now now so that you can equally check. I'm about to touch. So there is a get check about. Here you go. I did be open no for you. Oh, yeah, can jawage and now the Matija was okay, confirm one.
A pastor who counseled me and told me to do whatever that is laid in my heart. When I received this instructions, I should try my best to do it no matter how difficult. And you know, it's difficult to approach people and start telling people things that bother you. But if I don't tell, then it gives me sleepless nights and makes me uncomfortable. So I approach some women, especially as it concerns our language and culture. I gathered them and I told them that I'm having this urge for us to promote our language, culture, and then preach unity among Igbo people. And these women, of course, everybody saw the same problem.
So, even you go to school, some people, if I had your grade in English honors, so with her English, no got to school. So mana only the touch and touch that kind of
Okay, so we gathered and we started what we called Onyemana 1 year in Lagos, and our main agenda is our language, how to get our children, how to develop Southeast, how to get our children back to Southeast, how to, bring population back to Southeast, how to promote our culture, which is our identity. So we started, and from there, that was what I started doing, I think from 2018. You can imagine I had to call my husband because we were into joint business. We are very close together. And I knew that this very call is going to separate me from him, which I felt could, could actually to discuss.
Or separate Yana with dear. Or separate Yana with dear. It's on if I think let me change this network. Okay. Jewa fafa bundi nesi agego. Wafasi. Kakabeta. Now, formal, but let's continue.
And our relationship, and I advise that you should get another wife. So for you to know how much I'm willing to make this sacrifice for him to get another wife, that is not fair. That I should be traveling, leaving home, because I knew the job is going to make me travel oftentimes, because sometimes I get this message and I must leave home, to travel. So when we discussed it, and of course he was with me when I was having these issues, these disturbances. When he saw that when I started doing this, I'm a very private person, naturally very private, though a no-nonsense taking person, a due process kind of a person, but very private. Due to my kind of life, I don't really mix with people because I can hardly stay where, corruption and all this bullshit happens. I can hardly stay without reacting.
Please do well and
that
talk
made
like
me very reserved, very private. Except when something is going to affect me, of course, I'll come out and act. And then for myself and my husband, we've done everything together, travel together, go to church together, and everything. So with this, I knew it's going to take me away from him. So we discussed our relationship. He gave me his support. He gave me his blessing, and I started traveling all over Southeast. In fact, I started moving around to see any group I can, fall into to carry out, to continue this campaign of unity, campaign of promoting our language, because I had this vision one day which told me that your language you are going to lose your language. And I said, it's impossible. And he said, okay, look at this narrative.
All this vision, how our language, try to lose here. If any now boils down, nobody other nobody on the other. Nobody have spiritual calling about how he or she, how they will lose their language on Nneka Bongo. And if I be fan a current the believe. Sorry about that. On Nneka Africa, especially Bongo, baby na know the Akuka. Oh, our language is going, If any now have evidence na structure bodo gather man. Nandela governor obodo gị na fanọrị ya. O nwere ife ị ga-eme as ofu onye divine nnọọ rie nne. O nwere ife ị ga-eme as ofu onye ka ị save nwụọ your language from going. Ịma mmenwu ya as ofu onye. That is the truth. Or government to make sure that your language is preserved. Ime sure na ife eji akụziri ụmụ anyị akwụkwọ bụ olu Igbo. Or government ka ọ bụ. No matter how you travel to the whole southeast, or what if you get imegide ruo ebe government ga-arụ ọrụ, ọ bụ na government arụrụ ọrụ to implement it, you are wasting your time. So if any na na government adịghị mma, uche m ife m feel but the problem. We are fighting to preserve our language. If I have government ka ọ bụ ka etu esi wee bụrụ ọrụ fa na ọ ga-adịla school. No language anyị ka a ga-eji na-akụzi ife ọbụla. Mana ọ dị difficult because o nwere ọrụ ọbụla dị guaranteed in our language because foreign enwero local investment anyị na-eme among ourselves. How many companies dị na anịba anyị now? Company ndị Igbo nwe a na-asụ Igbo n'ime ya. Ife niile abụ n'obodo adịrọ mma. Ọ Nneka na ebe ndị isi ojii nọ ka a na-anụ ụdị ahụ ka ọbara nnọọ rie nne. Dave no.
He did this analogy. He said, your children, that was even when I took my children speaking Igbo language very seriously. Your children, do they speak Igbo? I said, no, but they hear. He said, that's the thing. Your children can hear Igbo, but they can't speak. So which means their children cannot even hear, not to talk of speaking. So that was when it makes sense because we were busy celebrating that our children can hear. but they cannot speak. So he said, with time, your language will go into extinction. And once your language goes into extinction, that's the end of your language. So that really pushed me. So I started moving around looking for a platform that we can carry on this campaign and spawn names. In Lagos, I keep on drifting from one organization to the other. Now, when I get into this organization, I end up quarreling with them because their agenda and what they do. In fact, I think almost
when she gets into these organizations, that she end up quarreling with them. So the quarrel she is having with IPOB, or the quarrel she is having with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's IPOB organization, did not just start today. In Agotana, the quarrel did not start today. Because na organization of Bataro, she ended up quarreling with those organizations. That shows that things is not right. Let me take it back.
He said, that's the thing. Your children can hear Igbo, but they can't speak. So which means their children cannot even hear, not to talk of speaking. So that was when it makes sense, because we were busy celebrating that our children can hear, but they cannot speak. So he said, with time, your language will go into extinction. And once your language goes into extinction, that's the end of your language. So that really pushed me. So I started moving around looking for a platform.
Before we continue, she said something here, that your children or her own children can hear Igbo, but cannot speak. Is you have a problem, yeah? That is to say, now school, school, madrasa Igbo there, or ejiri Igbo we kuziri ụmụ ya ife na school, and na ya nwa bụ mother efelugo ụmụ ya by not making sure na ụmụ ya na-asụ Igbo. What is this thing? If I want onye bịara nchịkọ, ị ga-anụkwa ebe o kwuru ya na her children can hear Igbo but cannot speak. O kwesịrị ịma na that problem is from school and also from government, that school obey the government. Then her again have failed because no make no me ask about Igbo. Let us continue to listen.
One day, which told me that your language is you are going to lose your language. And I said, it's impossible. And he said, okay, look at this narrative. He did this analogy. He said, your children, that was even when I took my children speaking Igbo language very seriously. Your children, do they speak Igbo? I said, no, but they hear. He said, that's the thing.
You see?
Your children can hear Igbo, but they can't speak. So which means their children cannot even hear, not to talk of speaking. So that was when it makes sense, because we were busy celebrating that our children can hear, but they cannot speak. So he said, with time, your language will go into extinction. And once your language goes into extinction, that's the end of your language. So that really pushed me. So I started moving around looking for a platform that we can carry on this campaign and spread this news wild. I went to so many of them, I don't want to call names. In Lagos, I keep on drifting from one organization to the other. Now, when I get into this organization, I end up quarreling with them because their agenda and what they do. In fact, I think
when she gets into this organization, she end up quarreling with them. And I say, well, no, this is for them. Only didn't check another psychiatrist doctor, because she is currently having problem with IPOB organization. And the IPOB organization is not the first. Any organization got into, she ended up having problem with them. What that is to know. So, now, no out of hatred. If I now have a problem, now this thing disturb that she has to visit psychiatrist. The doctor say no, the normal, baby law spiritual. Yeah, go pastor. Pastor, you see, at least only DNA go visit another psychiatrist, like different ụzọ na-abụ na ịtọ ka ọ wee mata, because any organization ọ bụla ọ gara into, they have problem. So it may be na IPOB is not having problem, but because na other organization OBC grow in the past, ya na ha nwere issue, o gwara ịga the same thing na follow into IPOB organization. Let's continue.
Almost all the groups were kind of political parties, an honest of political parties, but they use Igbo as a platform.
Group ndị mmadụ mepere onwe fa, when she go there, she will end up having problem with ndị nwe group. Group ndị mmadụ mepere onwe ha, when she go there, she ended up having problem with them. Not her own group, ya nwa create yo.
To create this group, to attract government interest on them during elections. So I keep on drifting from place to place while we continue to grow our Igbo language. And then another
what is that she is fighting with them because Nafana Emea or the political or the attractive for the government, so that during election ka offer ka government or the group, and she wasn't happy or comfortable with that. And here she is now advising or telling IPOB members the important of the support IPOB. She said it here. She have said before, no election na Southeast. And she said here now, no organization into, she will have problem with them because Nafana Emea or the political party to attract favor from the government during election, and she do not like it. But currently, she is advocating for Obi and the Arab herself. Okay, we are the IPOB. Paga with a BBC. Kepo to Obi. Or the MSD Pendi ba. I'm on another now. Or the MSD Pendi bo. On a tozi ko and the IPOB gamata BBC ke would vote will be in. If that she condemned on some groups she previously belonged to, she is now encouraging it in an IPOB. Let us continue to listen.
Inspiration it gave me is that this analogy it gave me, which is still why I'm pushing what I'm pushing today. He said your greatest strength is in your unity, but your downfall is in your disunity. Okay, he said if Igbos can manage to stay together,
he said yeah, the copper spirit and where this thing so. Because this, he said, yeah, the conspiracy, yeah, let's continue.
You can face the whole world, but your greatest weakness is your disunity, and your neighbors, they've noticed this, your weaknesses, and they are sponsoring it, making sure you are not united. That also become a campaign I had to champion, Igbo unity for us to stay together. And I also came to understand the essence of that unity. So I keep on moving from ADF to I was a very important part of ADF. I thought we could work with Aliwo Development Foundation, then headed by Professor Timothy Ozodema, and I realized that still yet, no matter how much they want to tell you their think tank, this thing is also built around politics.
Well, now no matter we try, this thing is built around politics. She is now into politics, warning you that nobody should set no election. That means, that is to say that she is now into that politics. Yeah? Again. Politics politics no, I don't think so.
But I met this Mama Honorable Mrs. Maria Okwo, who was the then president of Igbo Women Assembly. She was quite old. But when we started our group in Lagos, my group was pushing that we register it. I said, no, we can't register it. We must form something that will stay under one umbrella. and start developing Igbo land. We can't keep on registering organization. Let us look for an organization that shares the same vision with us.
She should equally know that organization, IPOB organization, is registered under Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. She should equally know that. And the gangsters knows that this thing, eventually they know Europe now. They know what it means. Namad registered, if they know. Not as if they do not know. If you are on Facebook, join us on Twitch or YouTube. Thank you.
So that we can meet. They were like, who will be the leader? And I said, the leadership is not the issue. The issue is that we work together. Even if I'm the PRO, I can still work in the same capacity as the. But what is important is that unity, we must bring that unity. So eventually I met Mama Maria Okwo, and we merged our group and Igbo Women Assembly. We met, and Mama was the president and I was the coordinator. Then Igbo Women Assembly was almost dead because the people that started Igbo Women Assembly were the big ladies of Southeast. People like Honorable Mrs. Maria Okwo, Mrs. Agui Ironsi, name Mrs. Ado Okwono, name all the big ladies. But again, it was built giving it a kind of political coloration, but at least they shared the same vision with us. When I read their constitution, I saw that they have the same vision with us, and they are tired. Most of them were getting old. And again, because they made it an elite thing, you know, so when they were growing old, the thing was just trying to die with them. But when I came in, I gave it this light. I breathed life into it. And under 1 year, Igbo Women Assembly resurrected. And when Mama saw what I was doing, she wrote a handwritten declaration making me the president. So that was how I became the president of Igbo Women Assembly, I think in 2021, and we started running with Igbo Women Assembly. That was a great platform for us to now continue to promote our language, continue to bring women together, and continue to do all we were doing. So the very first time I went viral was in Owerri, when we did our Mother Tongue Day, because we celebrate United Nations Mother Tongue Day. There was a speech I gave there about our language. That was where I went viral. Then another place I went viral after the 2023 election.
They did not share that one to us. They only share where you were standing in the front of court, outside. If I won't get share.
When Igbos were attacked, I have all those documentaries with me, and I hope I can still lay my hands on them. You know, after that election, people did not know that Igbos were seriously attacked in Lagos. We visited, me and my team, Igbo Women Assembly, we visited all the areas where people were attacked, from Ijedodo to Abulado to Butemeta to the island. Everywhere Igbos were attacked, we were able to visit. In fact, in Abulado, people did not know that more than 10 Igbo youths were shot. In fact, we had to sneak into the military hospital. I think Navy Hospital was where they were treated, to get information, to interview these people that were shot, to get information. We wanted to push that case further, but because of lack of funds, we were new. Nobody was interested. And then I wasn't on social media. Nobody was interested in pushing that case. We just let it die. But before we left, we visited them, and that was where I stood and gave a speech to our people. It is time we start going home. It is time we go and develop our place. And I told them that, you see this market we're carrying up and down. If we manage to move them home, the Europeans will come down to Southeast to buy. The Hausas will come down to Southeast to buy. If we can go from here to China to buy, who says they will not come? It is better we go home and develop our own land. That was the...
Go home with business, no seaport. I know somebody will now be like, but what are you saying? The people doing the business now, how are they doing it? Man, the truth will not drop is for them. They want a seaport. So all is very difficult. And the way for America, our government, Kafaronanda seaport to make the business easy. Manoga apata to encourage you give me na business again. Often this is this is if I about the barrier or the obstacles or the reason why you will choose my business in Lagos. Or for the and the buy mana ndị be anyị chọrọ ịna mana e creatoro the environment adịrị oke fanwe itrade their business so fanwa decide ka anọ Lagos ebe ọ ga-adịrị fees. Some people bidoro this business na and they buy megide ya full need to push the business to Lagos. Feruo Lagos or like branch. Feruo Lagos mepe the branch Megidia Bugari is near the head office from Bai to Lagos because Eba can mainly after from Bateba route by more flow there then February and Kajagasa by Buriageba because of transportation AJ Bugari the business. Let's continue.
Also a speech where I went viral. So now coming to my involvement in during the insecurity.
If any na Abuka only land again to Mazen na the kind of issue. Or if any na because the target about Mazen na the kind of Makovan the target about promote where I can shot up a video on Meroga on a Igbo women assembly. I can buy the two careful. Man, the target about Mazen na the kind. So about our body now.
That was actually what made me go viral. At a time I live in Lagos and I do my business in Lagos. I'm a very successful businesswoman. So whatever I do, I fund it. I sponsor most of our events. So during the build up to the deportation, should I call it extradition of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and the subsequent insecurity in the southeast, we just wake up to realize that we can no longer go home. This insecurity here and there. Of course, I live in Lagos, I'm safe. But I started having these disturbances to travel home. Each time that
you are not safe in Lagos, so somebody confirmed yesterday via my comment section. Nafa Baroso bandit na Lagos, no job to be precise. Gotta go.
And each time there is an attack in the southeast, for 1 week I might not sleep. That thing will be pushing me to go because most of the report we get is anything that happened is ESN IPOB, and my spirit will tell me it's not true. My spirit will tell me that, and already I knew, I saw it in the vision that coming together of the APC, the coming together of Buhari and Tinubu, there's a jihad agenda underneath it. So when of course when Buhari took over, I was already seeing these changes, a lot of harassment of Igbos, climbing down on IPOB and stuff. Of course, we all know that.
We must continue about this program. Kainaga, I may not finish it here, but let's continue. We do it just like yesterday.
That is when this our problem started. The first time I have this urge to go and cover what was going on is when this youth, when there's a protest, okay, and we're shooting, we realized that the reports of the shooting and the activities of the military and the rest of it is being downplayed.
And those that is attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu now, some this Igbo young red cap boys that is now attacking Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Oh God, during the protest, none of them said anything. No. And what on Fabudike no? You gotta go Fabudike no. Oh God, that none of them said anything. I want any of them were video. Now, 5 tons is say no Mazen Nnamdi Kanu no have a problem. Man, how everything started or how it all started, how it all began. They are pretending not to see it. Not now.
It's not properly reported. Now you will hear that so many people were shot. With honestly, we that live in Lagos, and I'm sure those of them that live abroad, we don't used to believe those reports. But when you look closely, there is a kind of stylishly killing people and sealing it, and that was going on. Now, when I now believe that report was when our then President Muhammad Buhari, was interviewed in El Jazeera, he actually.
What you will understand now, na the right of naga no ifa now. Before if you ETV Europe, inclusive
considered that
fire breaking
they shot
unarmed protesters on BTV.
When they asked him why, he said that is what they deserve.
Without blinking.
That kind of puts
if the program was going on, if I've even had the
shock and fear in me. So this is true. But before then, I've been having this urge to go and cover it. Even though I didn't really like this issue of people exposing themselves. You protested first, they shot you. Why do you keep protesting? I mean, you should have looked for another way around. That was why when they said
another way around, the book, but Mazen Nana cannot introduce offense Saturday, sit at home.
Sit at home. I was very, very happy when they used sit at home, as a form of protest. But then when there's something started increasing killings, we cannot.
Don't forget you. The interview the interview anything. Naked woman born now for more than 30 minutes. Sorry about that.
But I knew that I was in a suicide mission. I was on this suicide mission for 3 years.
Suicide mission.
23.
That suicide mission, but part of that if outside the court, or if I have that suicide mission, maybe I will look for it and play it from another angle. Okay, if we have a suicide mission, I did not share it. The suicide mission, but that place, she was standing in front of the court. If I have one of the suicide mission, the woman
I think 2022 up to 2025, I was moving around. I would leave my home in Lagos, go to the places where this thing happened, to get first-hand information, because I knew that there were a lot of cover-up of what is going on in the Southeast. Now, what made me actually, I was pushed to go. I have this sympathy for IPOB. To be honest with you, what is
she have the sympathy for IPOB? Only sympathy for IPOB organization. She want to be everywhere. Came when you know you go IPOB organization. Came was when their sympathy. Anyaka anọrọkwa ya. Anyaka anọrọ ya. If ọ na-eme bụ ọpụta, o je mee video na ọ bụrụ ndị a na ọ bụrụ ndị a. Mana ọ pụtakwa ọsị gị na ya amarọ grupu nke a, na ya amarọ grupu nke a. Mana ọ na-agba gị na ya nwere sympathy for IPOB, a sympathizer kemgbe ụtụtụ. Na-ege ntị.
This sympathy. At a time, some people approached me to join IPOB.
Okay.
I did not join IPOB for a particular reason. I'm a very expressional person. I will express myself.
Okay.
I cannot be in a place where I cannot fully express myself,
No, we're
or I
sympathy.
will be caged. I cannot fully walk, the way I should walk. But
Okay.
for the fact that for once after the Civil War, after Ojukwu, somebody come out and our youth were able to rally around him in that number. In fact, at that time, IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had 90% support of all the Igbos.
Okay.
I can assure you of that.
Remember, before, na groups yabara na fan nwere issue because na those groups na-eme ife nkefa ọ dịka political movement mana ya chọrọ ife call Igbo ya na ndị ya ji wee nwee issue mana now she is somehow introducing these IPOB people into politics.
And I was one of those that had that sympathy, that had that love. In fact, there was a day, I think in Afaribek, in his village, where he people gathered. I think I don't know if Guinness World Record. I think they have it that this is the first time we are having an assembly of people, over 100,000 people gathered. I watched it online and I cried that day. I don't know whether I don't know whether it's a cry of joy, but I know I shedded tears. I saw through them the pain of our youth. I saw through them the quest for freedom and the genuinity. I saw this genuinity of the people, especially those that were on ground. They held hands together, and they were this passionate about what they do. And I cried. And that day, I swore to give my support no matter what. Though I knew there are going to be issues, but I believe that no matter what the issues are, we can, as the issues comes up, they will be addressed.
Okay.
So that was when I had this sympathy. So when the blackmail of IPOP started in the Southeast, it affected me, it touched me. And then I made this analogy. I said these people has been with us from 2014, at least when we begin to know IPOB till now. We've not known them to be violent, number one. Number two, Igbos are not known to be violent. Now, all this while, there have been the ones that were being shot. We've not heard that during their protest, there was a kind of exchange of fire between them and the military. The report we have is the military shot them, the military killed them. So they can't just overnight become this violent, no matter what. That's number one. Number
mana ọ pụta ọ sịghị na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ji wee form militant group. She said it countless times na Maazị Nnamdi Kanu formed a militant group, and ya nwa now na-agwa gị na report onye na-enweta for long bụ how they were shot, how IPOB was shot. Then the question was, fa ga continue na anọ ka a na-agbafa mgbe niile? That is the question.
Number two, no matter what, an IPOB member, even though, IPOB as a group cannot order the killing of people in the burial, the killing of people in the wedding, the kidnapping of people. No, even if Mazen
This comment. Imodochukwu. Na network the network maru. Let me continue.
This trip, it can save people dying. What you claim to try to save?
Don't mind her. What are you na those?
With all these questions,
Network
and I started traveling to the east, taking all those risks,
Boy, man, I'm not
confronting
even.
military. Media. But there is this radio station I would like us to appreciate. And I will want you both, wherever you are, please listen to this radio station.
Okay.
It is Voice of the People Radio in Lagos. They knew me, they knew I walk around.
Only that radio with Maria interview. Only that radio station with Maria interview. You know, I say, only that radio.
So each time I travel, there's this lady, Chika Adiwo. She's a comrade. She will call me and say, Lolo, you traveled. Can you come and tell us what is happening in Igbo land?
Okay.
Then I will come to their radio. They call me, it's free. Then I begin to give the reports, and that was how our people begin to know and understand what was actually happening in the southeast. And that was how I became popular.
Are you for
anyway,
real?
I will travel.
Are you for real? So only through that radio. Through that radio. Can they buy when I'm at
I will come back. She will, even when I travel, if anything happened in the east, she will call me, Lolo, please, when you come back, come and talk to us. So that was it.
Traveler.
Now, when I started traveling, I now realized that the sit at home, I covered it. I went home and interviewed people.
The same thing in front.
I realized that
the same thing in front. I call her platform. Before happen, I know here. Since Ija watching her now, she has been the one talking. The guy man behind there is not saying anything. I have not asked anything since that time.
70%, let me not give 80 or 90, 70% of the people supported the sit-at-home and 30% indifferent. You know, the day I saw how serious that could be, that was the day we were attending one traditional marriage and 3 aged women were at the back seat, I was in front. And I threw this discussion. They were all in support. They said so many things, but they said something that I picked. They said we will support these children since they said they're going to get this thing peacefully. Underline that word. We will support them. And they now started reeling out the marginalization and the things the Igbos are passing through. So
you will support them because they said that they are going to get it peacefully. If one si no get it peacefully, can two choice we want it peacefully. Or if you carry Jofa. Far go peacefully. You reported in an ababufa. And number have one-sided God. One-sided. Henry, no. Obunna no yen. It's an gas support of provided na fa ga enweta peacefully. Malay you want to work on your kuruna abakwa febe fa now. So her oboha continue on to a head AC ababufa in numbers. Yeah? Go where they get peacefully. Na get you. Ha chori want ya peacefully. Mazen na the kano. Abodi akoshie. He can support peacefully. Mazen na the kano. Fa travel or Ghana, Kenya, Gagoboya. He cannot support peacefully. He goes to the peaceful. Over under the peaceful. Bahandia let me protest. Was Reba Hebe. Over under the peaceful. Bahandia let me protest. Was Rima Mazen Nan can arrest. Over under Choria peacefully. Into a fast wage the Mazen Nan can open to the Choria peacefully. Out to Kayana Jewel. Let's continue.
You know, any movement that the mothers will rise and support their children, even though it is dangerous, you know it is serious.
Well,
so with that, I intensified my efforts in trying to cover these sit-at-homes. Now, at a time, the blackmail by the Nigerian media, you know, what we don't know is that the greatest enemy of Igbo is the Nigerian media, and I attack them every time. You know, they will always turn facts. Okay, when something happened in the Southeast, they would downplay it.
If I run a program in Nigerian media, one night you work a politician with a newspaper, the Sun newspaper, up on one night you work our own brother with the Sun. Kedembo Ojigro, that's the Sun, whereby to make sure na news in Kebaya na report you to us already. And the one
you know, the way you present what is the way the listener will understand and then process it. So they use media to manipulate us. So
the way you process word until there is the listener says, yeah, but I can process if I'm a man to around 18 years, you process it like that. Or media because you know 100% that now if I have a problem, you know that if I have a problem, but you want them to process it somehow. You presented it somehow. You would have nobody sent in the Bongo media name. Yeah, Ejidezeri said that Bongo media sponsored it, or Bongo Igbo politicians sponsored it.
Media, you know, to I don't know, to hypen the sit-at-home as if the Southeast is finished and all that. So I try my best to I made a lot of publications in the press, and I want our leaders using force or anywhere, you know, to do this. Monday is just one day. Okay. Let us allow it to stay. After all, we stayed for when that time we had this sickness flying around. With lockdown, during lockdown, we stayed for 2 years and we tolerated it. Well, of course, the voice of a few
override
the voice of many. So after a while,
Opening follow number is or second if I be so she have to visit psychia. I confirm one obrara. I we are not the cause spiritual. So you cannot expect her because from Bidis, from each anara, more spiritual, or Uziobo no spiritual before we be Doria. You gotta go. So she can't expect her to go.
The rendition of Mazen Namdi. I tell people, Nigerian government did not just travel to Kenya to bring Mazen Namdi.
Bring him how?
Just
illegally bring him to Obodobongo, or illegally took him to Obodobongo.
For bringing him back or for trying him, no. What we don't know is that there is an Islamic and there is a jihad agenda. There is an Islamization agenda in Nigeria. And of course, what we don't know
this
also,
Islamization agenda, I'm over me here your group name. Igbo any organization. I'm over me hand
is that Yoruba is considered an Islamic nation. It is silent. So Hausa and Yoruba is considered an Islamic nation. That is why you see the North don't attack the West. 70% of Yorubas are Muslim and 30%.
Also that North don't attack the West. North don't attack the West. This is like, if I ever have North do not attack the West. But in the West now, when they are also at their land. Okay, well, let's continue.
A question. But you know, Yoruba, religion, they don't value religion. They value their tribe more than religion. So their tribe kind of, the value they have for their tribe kind of suppressed the religion effect. You know, in the South, religion is what controls us. Religion suppressed our tribe and our tradition. Religion suppressed it. So religion had a larger voice than our tribe and our tradition. But in the West, their tribe and tradition had a larger voice, despite the Muslim and Christian practices there. So, but naturally, the West, if you divide Nigeria, the West can pass as an Islamic nation. So that is why when Tinubu and Buhari were coming together to form APC, that agenda, Islamization agenda, was one of their agenda. And where are they going to do this? From Middle Belt down to Southeast. Then I think the challenge they have is, how do we move into Southeast? These people are very strong. We have to do it codedly, because if they discover what we are about to do and they unite and they come together, that could be a problem. So they now derive a
Man is enable IPOB sympathizer. So if any Namazen Nan, they can chat for many years. If a marriage you ever IPOB sympathizer. For many years, you have been listening to Mazen Nan, the canon. Mazio Konkwo. Amaka Mele as a show that Waraga is no. What's the name of IPOB sympathizer? As IPOB sympathizer, if any name has an the canon that they are coming in Novelia as a sympathizer. If any name has an the canon that Buhari will hand over to Tinubu in Novelia. Oh, okay, na why now? Because na this when you have because na kwadi Chetima and the Tinubu but Arabic Obodobongo with Muslim ticket back into the agenda. Mana, if you are truly a sympathizer of IPOB, if I have first 10 equals Rema, then one an agenda. Let's continue. If you get Giacabo that she have testified how she visits Psychia, so in a go in a get away at half on Don't take her that serious.
Moving and do it codedly and put it on us. They want to create a kind of internal problem that even the outside world, while looking at it, will not really understand what is going on, what was going on, or what is going on. So that was what brought about them going forward.
Plan as a sympathizer of IPOB. I am not a member of IPOB. I am not a freedom fighter. But this thing, never today, we cannot for many years. If you pretend the name are Ndi Yoruba Efrona as support Mazen Nandi Kano now, nature his broadcast up and down, all way from Mazen Nandi Kano for many years. So don't make it look as if no maka Muslim ticket. Kiji where chopota their agenda. No. As a sympathizer of IPOB, you should know if I have an agenda.
Mazen Nandi Kano, I'm bringing him. And they know the space Mazen Nandi Kano occupied in the heart of every Igbo man, that he can be a very good trap for them. If they bring him in, of course they will react. So whatever reaction they bring, we are going to attach whatever plan we have to it. So they brought him back. Of course, true to their plan, we reacted. But the leadership of IPOB, that was when I started looking at who is
the guy man I can't put anything.
Leadership of IPOB. The way they manage their affairs is top notch. I respect, if it is Chike Doziem that was the leader after Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, I think I respect.
They were the leader from which as a sympathizer. Kedim Chike Doziem joined this very IPOB. Kedim Chike Doziem joined. And when no chemefo, and when other people. Kedim we be the every sympathizer. Yeah. Kedife Chike Doziem megoro, kedifo okugoro. Didn't know na social media. In fact, you have appeared. In fact, all do about their leader, their spokesperson, because Chike Doziem do not talk.
And the position they took. Then we are thinking that the youth will come out on the streets and start protesting because their target were the youth. Before I go further, the Nigerian state and Britain had met so many.
A member of IPOB and probably a DOS member. Born in never that even interview. Why I just no. The guy just relaxed as somebody that know nothing. The woman born in
many research about us that we don't know. They know how many of us are remaining. They know how many houses we have. They know how many houses that are under lock and key. You know, there was a time I said men should start marrying and living in the home. So many homes are lost. They knew 70% of us are not in the East. And they knew there's every tendency that out of this 70%, 60% might not be coming back. We've lost a lot. I asked people a question. If you that travel to Lagos, give birth to your children, they grow, you did not come back. You were in Lagos, you grow old and they bring you back to Berry. What makes you think that those children will come back?
She herself, up till now, young Agabaron and a buying a base here, Okanapa Lagos. How is she sure Nandi Ozaman Nemakanjeru? At least by now, always when he relocates. Jeva General as Onyamama.
All these are so they know it's a matter of time. Because there are some IPOB rules there was
Agara m achọkwa ya. Agara m achọkwa ya. Agara m achọkwa ya. Agara m achọ ya.
You started by the
Site na-aga na
Igbo
paakị.
Women's Assembly.
lost a lot. I ask people question. If you that travel to Lagos, give birth to your children, they grow, you did not come back. You were in Lagos, you grow old and they bring you back to Berry. What makes you think that those children will come back? So they knew all this arithmetic. So they know it's a matter of time. But because there are some that are still giving birth at home, and then after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB rose, there was this eye-opener that made us start investing, start getting ready to come back, which they did not like.
Mazi Banjoko warned that woman. Nana Choka adopted. And adopt again now. People are now for how she is. Oh, what yeah? Yeah, we're gonna adopt her. She is now coming out. And then the man now for Negana to how to take care of her upkeep. Yeah. Egana to abro for the freedom. The way the canon takano juwebeta. Some of these things I don't know how it sounds. Nantifa. And I got her. So Mazi Banjoko warned her. Banyere doctor, as if he know already na why Nampotia had a cause trouble. So let's wait for her on 28th. In fact, I'm going to expect earlier than this 28th, at least. One in the mado if I had a discussion. So maybe that 28th, by God's grace, can if I had a discussion.
That prompted them to put more push so that even the ones at home can be pushed out. So that was why they had that plan and brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back. And true to their word, we reacted, but not the way they wanted. That sit at home order was a game changer. Nobody saw it coming. It has never happened anywhere in the world before. And I was very, very happy when they made that sit at home order. But then, like they planned, once they arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will now grow parallel groups and attach it to him. Now, they knew once they arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course, somebody in prison, you can easily manipulate or influence that person's decision and the rest of it. People around him, you have so many people to work with. I think that was what happened, and that was what gave birth to Simon Ekpa, that now gave birth to what they wanted. Now, when Simon Ekpa came, the sit-at-home order of IPOB, had we maintained it, had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu maintained a very close relationship with IPOB, have they closed every rank, no penetration, no infiltration, these things wouldn't have happened.
Sorry, no, I gotta make you memory book. My anger, on a day with him, on a day with him, Bob and Noro, one year for Simon Eber. It's in the anger me. You know what? When they with him, on a cow parallel government. Let me go back because it's in the vest me. Bob and Noro, one year for Simon Eber.
Start getting ready to come back, which they did not like. That prompted them to put more push so that even the ones at home can be pushed out. So that was why they had that plan and brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back. And true to their word, we reacted, but not the way they wanted. That sit-at-home order was a sit-at-home order. But then, like they planned, once they arrest Mazi Nnamdi to him, now they know
this woman. The thing now, Bama and Bob and I am not surprised. Kiamalukos. Good. So, so as I was saying, let's switch with them now. Another one, the man. Bob and I have Simon, but it didn't depend me. It depend me. Now let's continue to listen. On a parallel government, parallel group.
knew once they arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course, somebody in prison, you can easily manipulate or influence that person's decision and the rest of it. People around him, you have so many people to work with. I think that was what happened, and that was what gave birth to Simon Ekpa, that now gave birth to what they wanted.
Simon Ekpa was introduced by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Simon Ekpa was recognized or recommended by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mana Ndị na-ekwu okwu nwere onwe today, thank God for them. Anybody you see that is still hanging around IPOB organization for freedom of Biafra, the person is a joke. So if you, Nneka Chimezie, is still hanging around IPOB organization, hoping na fa ga-enye gị nwere onwe, anya adịrọkwu gị mma. That's the truth. They do not have anything to offer. Back this man, let us hear what he have to say.
Now, when Simon Ekpa came, the sit-at-home order of IPOB, had we maintained it, had Mazi Nnamdi Kanu maintained a very close relationship with IPOB.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced sit-at-home, which he said it is often Saturday. Often Saturday, 30th May, but he introduced sit-at-home. Canon Takano confirmed it. Canon Takano confirmed it. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, over there, Canon Takano confirmed it. How IPOB uphold the sit-at-home Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced. How is the network? Even see I'm on the way here now. One issue. Can you still hear me? Canon Takano, how IPOB introduced sit-at-home. And how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cancel it. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me?
Have they closed every rank? No penetration, no infiltration.
Nah, anybody have right to ask for Biafra. Anybody have right to ask for Biafra. Anybody have right to be freedom fighter without belonging to IPOB. Enough of this IPOB thing. Anybody have right to speak up. And that person must not bow down to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB organization. Anybody have right. The person don't have to the person don't have to belong to IPOB. Anybody over Igbo will right to speak up. So you would just stop this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu maintain the relationship. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu equally have right to hire and fire. He have right to hire and fire an organization registered by him. He have right to hire and fire anybody.
But the question of parallel.
The idiot will now want to comment.
Yes. Okay. So, Lola, I think you've turned the interview into a straight broadcast. You know, I was supposed to be, asking questions while you respond, but I allowed you to flow so that you'll be able to.
The idiot allowed her to flow until Simon Eba. She has been talking since. Or stop where? She has been talking since. On what don't we stop where? Oh, now on Simon Eba, parallel group. Now come up with Lolo, you have turned it. You have turned this interview to broadcast. I should have asked you a question. Or you know a question by any group creator. Can I go to question or gadget? At least always able, over no base you could interview. Walk over her group. Today, how is that your group going? Over no interview, Nazia. How she went to doctor to check if she is okay mentally. Onya garajia after meeting doctor, did you actually try another doctor at least for you to know exactly what is wrong with you? Mba, or do they have to? All happen with the hand was born a put in a parallel government. And the Simon back come up with it. Listen. Yeah.
And you have done that exclusively. And I'm happy that you were able to, in just 30 minutes, you've been able to summarize. In fact, you've almost answered all the questions.
Yes.
But I'm going to throw in questions, by the way.
If you see, look at his head. All these evil people, you will hardly see. In fact, 80% of these evil people, they are not looking good. 80% of these evil people, they don't look good. That is the honest truth. Let's continue to listen. Now, network, the time is there. Okay,
you started by the Igbo Women's Assembly. And how you came into the leadership position. You know, to what extent do you have influence on the grassroots? I mean, in our local villages, among market women and all that.
Before 5 years, they can actually use her. 5 years maybe the woman the very, very influential. Little did they know now why I no. Let's continue to listen.
To what extent have the Igbo Women Assembly been able to sensitize our women and also make them see the need to become part of this organization?
I think. Oh, thank you very much. It's a very, very important question and something I think
it is somehow okay now. We're okay.
Trying to sensitize the women.
What you got me answer?
Politics has destroyed a lot of things.
Politics.
Once you call women, because what we're trying to do,
politics have destroyed a lot of things. He is now telling you to go and get your PVC for P2B or if only now.
Is to go back to the basics. Promote our culture, the nature of the real nature of the Igbo women. Igbo women are very responsible, very hardworking, highly resourceful, homemakers, community builders. We've lost all that. We've lost all that. Westernization, education, we've lost all that. And again, politics has destroyed us. It has destroyed everything we built on. In fact, it might interest you to know that every grassroots in Igbo land is now an awareness of politics. If you call women and you are trying to talk to them, yes, they believe in what you are saying. It is good. But once you are not giving them money, they are waiting for you to grow it, for it to start bringing money. Like now, we have our cooperative. We did Agro Export Summit in Enugu, I think in 2024. And we're trying to expose the women to exportation, food processing, and the rest of it. Now, after doing that, we went ahead to register our cooperative so that we can start training them. After training them, probably we look for ways to raise money through government incentives to give them. But the challenge we are having now is, let's say you come to
what really is going to go through government is just on a politics.
It's now, and you do one outreach, one event, you can have like 500 women in. And then by the time you start what you do, like we say, we don't give money, we don't do politics. Like now, this electioneering time, if you approach us, you're a politician, we don't entertain you. We don't take money from politicians, especially during elections.
You don't take money, especially during election. After election, you can take. Who will give you money after election? Yeah. Huh?
We don't. So because you don't entertain these things, nobody will give you rice. Nobody will give you money. what we do, we contribute money among ourselves. So they don't want to contribute money. Whatever you want to do, they don't want to contribute money. In fact, the last United Nations Mother Tongue Day we had in Anambra State. Of course, the old women come all from the whole 5 Southeast State and Lagos. We had to lodge them in a hotel. I had to practically beg for money, raise money from outside here and there, you know, to be able to
Raise
do
money
that.
from where?
We do our the money we contribute in our organization, we do it free with donations. If you have 5,000, if you have 10, and some of them will not bring. Now, trying to mobilize, yeah, we are now growing because we maintained our level. We maintained
If
our
but he waited until Okota Simon Eba.
stand that we must do things right. So our growth is kind of slow, but it's now growing. People are beginning to see what we do, and people are beginning to join in. Now, IWA having a lot of effects on the grassroots. People know about IWA. We are very popular, but women joining or people joining is not on the high. That's number one. Number two, politicians are not our friends. Okay? Because most of our publications, we attack them. For instance, I want to make a publication on Soludo on Udogachi. You can see our publication against the federal government during the military climb down on IPOB. We even came out on television to condemn them.
Which
we put
TV?
our feet down. So the government...
Which television station?
Most of the Southeast governors don't like it. So they see IWA as anti-government. They don't want anybody to checkmate them. They don't want anybody to talk about them. So that hinder, and they have a grip on the grassroots. Okay, they have a grip on the town unions, which should be people. But even the town unions have become grassroots for the town unions have become grassroots for politicians. All the women group, even in churches, in CWOs, they have also become a grassroots for politicians. So most of them, if you are trying to bring them on our side, they are trying to. There is this kind of pushback because if they identify with us, the government of the day might not truly support them. The government in the South is they don't fight us, but they are wary of us and our activities, and because we refuse to align with
what
them.
What is IWA?
So that grassroots influence
IWA that the government is afraid of.
Hard, but
the grassroots influence na fair area ndị one on ground. Can we focus na grassroots influence one? Or na IPOB.
Recent time, the acceptance of IWA is on the rise and is beginning to grow across Southeast. But we are not there yet, because what we do, we will mention it. We don't admit you if you don't agree to our rules and regulation, our agenda, what we stand for. So you will see them come in and leave, and some of them will come in and stay. So that is the situation with IWA right now, because of what we believe in, and we are trying to do our convention this year. So that is the situation of IWA right now. Because of the grip, we are trying to see how we can make the women understand that you can't be playing. This is not the right way to do politics. Okay, the only time you can get them delivered if you have a good government that will allow people the freedom to choose and to do things. Maybe it will get better. But I can assure you, IWA have a lot of influence out here, especially me as a person. I have a lot of influence. The leaders respect me as the Igbo Women Assembly and what I stand for. But going the grassroots, we are still getting there. We are not there yet. Still creating awareness.
Very much, Lolo. I understand the challenges you're facing, considering the fact that the kind of politics that is being played have given. I don't know if I'm coming out. I see that my screen is blank. I don't know what the issues are. Just
I'm seeing you. I can see you. I can see you.
okay, because I can see that my screen is blank.
I'm not speaking. Yes, yeah, but I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm done with the question he asked me. Maybe if you can put another question across.
You have finished speaking now. Everyone Simon, parallel government, parallel group. Ebe a ka unu nọ. So ọ ga-abịa ka
But I'm hearing you.
unu bido ebe a raasịrị ya ka unu bara ebe ịkọ.
I can, yes. Yeah, but you can put the next question while I continue with the next question. You can work on.
Na-akụ ya ọkọ. Ọkọrọ Simon ebe na IPOB gaba. Ọma nkwu okwu about ịwa. Ọ nọ on ground. Ịwa.
We've been able to create a lot of awareness in Igbo land concerning Igbo unity. Them proud. And assembly training center, and we have some think up and in Imo. And then